Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. I am so glad that you have decided to join me today, whether you are here on the actual Wednesday when I am live, or if you're watching this in the replay. I really appreciate that you take some time out of your day to spend some time with me. And I hope you are having an awesome Wednesday wherever you are in the world. Let me know when you get here in the comments if the sound is okay with you. And I am going to be working on the yellow page in my Lace and Bling book. So we need to figure out how to make all the pretty yellows just fit on this page. Make my face a little smaller. Let's see. Nope. Nope. That'll work. All right, so I have so many pretties in yellow. Yellow's not something I normally go for. It's more of an accent color for me, but I think this has some potential. And if I'm sitting here by myself today, that's okay too. Oops, there's another button. So let's put the buttons and beads. Hey, Doreen, how are you doing today? Let's see. What are you working on? Got to get my sea legs here. The starting point is always the hardest for me, but we'll get there eventually, right? I was going to do some jelly printing because I've got some jelly printing I need/want to do, but ooh, rug hooking, nice. But I have been so busy on the D-stash stuff. Hi, Colleen, how are you? Hope you're having an awesome day. Let us know what you're working on today. So the D-stash sale is just like overtaking my life, but it's good because I'm really cleaning out the studio and getting a lot more space in my space, which is nice. All right, I don't want a big piece. I want the little piece. There we go. Don't even really want that much. But we are just going to, and sound is okay, Doreen? I always hesitate now with the crazies issues I've had with sound over time. I didn't have that much yellow, even going out to the garage to my big scrap stuff. But, okay, good, thank you. You're making junk journal pockets. Oh, you're in Northern Ireland. Well, thank you. What time of day is it for you there? Appreciate you coming to hang out with us. Ooh, I don't know. These yellows, the two yellows may not, well, we're going to make them work, right? We are going to layer things and make them work somehow. Because this isn't really the orange page. I do have, oh, this might be more, well, yellow and orange are going to be far enough apart. It's going to be fine, right? Relax, Susan. It's going to be fine. Hello, my book embellishment. You sat overlooking the ocean toward us today and thinking about us. Thank you. You're in the UK, correct? The UK and Ireland and Maine. Is that right, Doreen? I can't remember. I don't know what we're going to end up with here. There's just so many different thingies of yellow, but we can get somewhere, right? Oh, well, look at that. Part of my work's already done. Let's see. New York. Okay. Well, I got East Coast right. So it's golden, not yellow, but I don't know. I might want to leave that together for another project. I've got these other smaller ones. I want to just get a little bit of my boho bling on every page. Maybe a narrow strip. I'm already tired. It's only noon here and I'm already tired. We had the refrigerator repair guy here this morning, came and replaced our ice maker, which was luckily covered by the refrigerator company. And then the contractor was here to look at our retaining wall that needs attention. Let's see. I think I want to save, because I want to fray things. Uh-oh, I was going to say, did I forget my... Hello, Shoshi. How are you doing? I love the recent pictures you posted. I think I saw them in the Fabric book group. I need to start posting in some of these groups my other books, and I'm a big chicken, I think is what it is. All right. I don't know where I'm going with this at all. Oh, here we go. We have to, okay, maybe this is the yellow and this gets shredded up. I don't know, but let's just start shredding something. That's always a good place to start, right? This stuff should fray pretty easily. Let's see. I think it's just called Fabric Books. And that's basically all it is, and just some wonderful eye candy. There's also another one called, what is it, Ellen's Legacy, I think. I've been seeing a lot of Fabric book stuff posted, and I don't know. I get very intimidated very easily, and I need to get over that and start sharing my books. I'm having so much. Yeah, it's on Facebook. If you send me a message later, or send me a message now and I will check it later, I will send you some links to some of the books or some of the groups where they're posting this sort of thing. Let's give this one a little hole or something. I love just digging into these and not really thinking about a plan on where they're going to go, what's going to go where. This is like a sateen, so I don't know that it's going to do very much. Ooh, it does fray nicely with the seam ripper. So I've been getting so excited as I've been pulling stuff out of the studio to sell off, because I'm finding some old projects which are giving me some ideas on how to finish them now. And just need to set the date for the sale. Yeah, if you can't find them, like I said, just send me a message and I will share some links. Because while I enjoy having people join my Facebook group, I don't feel like I serve all the needs of all the people. We all have different things that we want to learn more about, but I do love it when you guys join our little group. We're at almost 400 people now, I think, which is just really nice. And I love that it's not just a journal group, it's a creative people's group. Because we are all so much more creative than we give ourselves credit for. And, I hate seeing people make a post that start with an apology, because there's nothing to apologize for. You made it, you had a good time making it, and that's the most important thing. Don't apologize for your creativity. If you have the misfortune to have people in your life that don't support it, even more so to find a group like mine or another group that will encourage you and give you that support, because we all need it. And I mean, my husband, he doesn't sew, he doesn't work with fabric, but he can, he does support me. But if I relied on him to be my only support, emotional support on this, and of course our support should come from inside, we should be our own best advocate for our creativity and our art, but that doesn't always work that way, especially if you're just getting started. Excuse me. All right, so I know this doesn't look like much, but that's okay. It doesn't have to. It just needs to get a little more broken because I'm a little bit broken. Many of us are a little bit broken, and that's where all the good stuff is all the little broken, juicy bits. We go out we don't go out. We bring in Chinese food, and we get the General Tso's chicken. And my favorite thing of all is to get the little tiny bits that are broken off. They get extra crunchy. So broken is good. All right, let's see what we can do with this one. Piece of yellow netting. I don't even know where some of this stuff comes from, but whoops, whoa. That almost sounded like it wanted to break my brand new seam ripper. Hey, Arlene. How are you doing? Oh, I'm glad it's not rest time for you. Missed you. You have to take a look at some of the older posts. Search for dolls in the group. There have been a lot of people making dolls. It's wonderful to see. So much creativity. Love it, love it, love it. All right, we just want to layer these guys up. Make them a little more interesting. Never thought I would find a use for this bright yellow. I just do not normally go for yellow, but let's see what else we can put on it. Do beads now or do beads later? Got so many pretty yellow beads. Hello, Annalise. Middle of the night or late night for you, right? Wow, Sweden, Israel, Ireland, UK. I love it. It's like my exciting week is being able to connect with you guys all over the world. I am just so happy to see you all here. You working on a journal, Annalise? It's funny, I was sorting through stuff in the garage and I found a big bin of fibers and buttons that once upon a time I thought I wanted to get rid of because I wasn't doing as much of this sort of stuff. Ooh, this is pulling up neat. And I ended up bringing them all back into the studio and putting them away because now I know how I can use them. Hey, Lori. Happy Wednesday to you. What are you working on today? Oh, look, I love this. See how, I don't know if you guys can see how it's just kind of puckering and gathering. I couldn't plan to do that. I mean, I guess if I knew my materials better, but I just love when you can manipulate the fabric to do some interesting, unexpected things like that. And this seam ripper is awesome. I hadn't realized using seam rippers that were 50 years old, it's like, wow, get a brand new seam ripper makes a big difference. Collected things now to have in the winter. That's smart. Yeah, I've still got to finish setting up the stuff in the garage for all my sticks and things. Ooh, a Halloween journal. How fun is that? All right, so we're going to want that. If we do that, we can have some of this part peeking through. Like that. Just like with paper, I want to get rid of the straight edges. And the lace looks so different once you start tearing it apart. Hi, Joanne. Thank you. This is pretty much all the yellow I have at all. You know, all the other colors except for pink I have a lot of, but I was surprised. I really did not. I tend to go to yellow as an accent. Yeah, Shosha, you're laughing at me pulling everything back in the house, right? Of course, I've been drooling over, oh my goodness, those pictures you posted of all your collections of beautiful tatted stuff. Oh, I had to stop myself from going on Etsy to see if anybody was selling anything like that, because wow. So kind of like that. Yeah, the yellow, you know, anything, it seems like once you start massing it together, it just really, it gains impact. Okay, let's shred the base a little bit, or not shred it, we want to fray it. And I'm definitely going to have to do a bigger color book after this. I mean, I'm glad to have figured out a way to use these lace pieces that I had, but I definitely want to do a bigger book and be able to bring in some paper, because I've got jelly prints and handmade papers and things in the different colors that I would like to do. But any page that's just got one color on it, I just think it just pops. All right, I want to make sure something's hanging off the edge, but maybe if I do that, then I can put some dangly things. I like that idea too, because I do like the dangly things. And this old silk, it's gonna rip up too, which is nice. I've been taking a couple of textile classes and getting so many ideas. So I really want to get the de-stash sale over and done so I can get back to work experimenting with all these ideas. Come off the side. And although I'm not going to do the sale probably on my channel unless things don't work out that I can do it on Patty's, I will announce it in my group. So if you want to make sure you know about it, make sure you join the Facebook group. All right, I'm getting there. Which bling? All right, we have to make a decision because really the page is small. We can only do one on here. Yeah, come to Israel, boy. I have a friend from high school that lives there now. I'm thinking I should ask them to go shopping in the market for me. My friends in France. I should tap into some international shopping, huh? So we can do the gold. Let's audition these. It's not necessarily where they're going to go. I just need to pick a piece. We can do this gold. Ooh, I like that one. Could do, since there's silver in here, just do a little simple silver thing here. That's too big, I think. Oh, and then I got a littler one here. This doesn't have much of a sparkle, but it's got a little bit. Hey, Sharon. How are you doing today? All right, so I think it's either this one. Oh, I think it's this one. You guys agree? I don't know where it's going to go yet, but I think that's the one for this page. It's a yellow day today here, Sharon. What are you going to be doing later today once you finished waking up? Okay, so now let's see if I can remember all the places we have. We have Australia, Israel, Ireland, UK and Sweden in the house. That is so awesome. So awesome. All right, I think this little guy. This guy's going to need some beadwork, and I might do that beadwork separate before I attach it. I think that would make it easier. Ooh, without this, just a little bit. A yellow kind of week. These are a lot of shades of yellow, but I think everything's going to go together when it's all said and done. Okay, so yeah, this one I think is going to get some bling on it. It needs more stuffs. Always the more stuffs. Okay. All right, let's rip this guy up on the edges. It's funny, as I used to get so frustrated when I would sew and I would get these little, doesn't want to show up a lot. I don't have anything dark here to show, but I would get these little, catch threads, and I would get so frustrated. Now I can't wait to make them do this on purpose. Anybody else working on Halloween stuff besides Lori? Oh, you like the first piece of gold better? You like the bigger one? Might be. It's definitely between these two. Definitely between these two. You guys can look at both of those while let's see. There we go. Yes, I'm going to have to do a bigger book so I can use the bigger bling. Ooh, this, I love it when you discover new things about, this will pull so nicely. Wow. That's going to get some great texture in there. It's like running nylons, which for you youngsters were something we used to, or pantyhose that we used to have to wear. All right, let's figure a layout. Wow, I had no idea this was stretchy. I wasn't paying attention to it, so I like what it does. I'm just gonna these guys here. Of course, now it doesn't want. It's probably got little Angelina fibers in it. Yeah, it's like little bits of tinsel. Oh, this is great. I love it. Lori, somebody else sent me, I think Terry, that I haven't seen yet today, sent me that link for that one. I thought it was beautiful. I found that I had already had this one, and I didn't recognize, for some reason, because it's so big with the lid on it, I didn't recognize it was a seam ripper. And I had forgotten I'd bought it years ago. Okay, Arlene, it was so nice to see you for a little bit. I know your time is limited. Thanks for popping in to say hello. But wow, having one this size and sharp, I'm going to buy a couple more so I reach critical mass on seam rippers, and perhaps the old ones will be retired to the memory drawer. Because, yeah, having a seam ripper that's sharp, big difference. And maybe I wouldn't have stabbed myself in the finger and gushed blood all over the place. All right. Let's see. Boy, my home ec teacher, she could see me now. She'd be walking around with the ruler slapping my hand. Let's see, that's too even. So we're going to let this guy dangle down even more. Oh, this is going to be good. Yeah, to have a, and it's got a good grip. The skinny ones, I hadn't realized. I think that's quite the problem is when they're so skinny, you know, and the little, I mean, I understand having a little tiny one so you don't have to carry them far. Yeah, it's probably pretty heavy too. You're right. But it was so pretty. It's like the some of those Victorian scissors, very pretty to look at, but perhaps not the most practical. I don't know what this material is going to do, so let's see. Will it? It's different than the other one over there, I think. It's a different color, I think. Just want a skinny piece. No, it's not going to let me tear it. Yeah, this just does good stuff. All right, that's extra here. What do we have that we haven't done? I need some white. We need some white to make things pop. All right. It's a little tiny piece of white lace, but when you start getting rid of those edges, it just changes it. So do we have any knitters here? I read the best article recently about this small village. I think it might be an island in Chile or Peru. I can't remember, where the men were the knitters, and the women chose their wives, or the women chose their husbands by how good of a knitter they were. They had to knit a vessel that would carry water, and the farther a distance that they could carry the water in the vessel, then, you know, the better husband or whatever that they were supposed to be. Was fascinating. The work on these like bags for carrying the water was just exquisite. Hi, Diane. How are you doing today? I can't imagine being able to knit something that fine and that tight. Although I guess people, the basket makers, do the same thing with their cordage. Okay, my book embellishments. I know it's late for you. Thank you so much for popping in to say hello. You have sweet dreams tonight. All right, let's just, yeah, add a little bit of white and it just makes the other colors pop. Doesn't have to be the star. Oh, what else do we have over here that's white and different? Oh, this must have been from an old curtain. Sharon says, oh, it's 5:30 a.m. Oh my goodness. So you and Sharon, early birds. Sharon says, I've seen shows where the men knit. I watched one where the men would knit their own socks, carries around a knitting bag with them and would knit while they were out and about. Wow. I did okay knitting when I was younger. I could get everything on the needle, but I was really bad at getting it off the needle. And crocheting, I did that when I was younger too. I crocheted baby blankets for my kids. All right. I think this one is going to go over here maybe. Yeah. Just going to build it all up. This little thing is going to go, maybe the flower isn't going to go. Yeah, I think I still like this one. Unless this goes in an angle. Hey, Rebecca, how are you doing today? No, this one's not working for me. So it's going to be this one. You know, if I'd have been thinking that this was what I was going to do when I first did the lace books, I would not have had the edges sewn together because it does make a lot of the stitching part easier. Sharon says, I can knit, but I'm not very good at following a pattern. Yes, Rebecca is Dances with Pit Bulls. For you quilters, you need to check out her channel for some amazing quilting videos, crazy quilts, just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Rebecca definitely helped me fall back in love with textiles. And sometimes, if you're lucky, she has textile bundles for sale. Oh, I just thought of something else I can do with this netting. Just bead right into it. I wouldn't need to have a tiny needle. When's your exhibit? Are you all ready for it, or you haven't already had it yet? You just announced it last week. I don't think you already had it yet. Maybe I don't need a flower to go with that. Maybe I just need, ooh, my own little kind of cluster. What else do we have that's yellow over here? September 25th. Okay. Oh, you just released a bunch of bundles. Okay. So if you're looking for some interesting bundles, fabric bundles, go check out Rebecca's channel. I don't have any of my moderators here today to share links. Sorry about that, guys. Or Mona, are you still here? This is going to be kind of fiddly to do a ribbon rose, but oh, it'll work with this ribbon. Let's see if we decide if we want that or not. Not ready. Yeah, it's a lot to get ready for an exhibit. Of course, I'll get this all the way I like it, and I don't have a needle threaded, but yeah, I think I'm going to need to do one of those. Okay, let's get some yellow thread and a needle. Normally, when I do ribbon roses, they would be with like a paper ribbon or a stiffer ribbon, but you can make it work with the flimsy stuff, and that just kind of makes it a little bit more rustic. Eventually, I'm going to get brave and venture into the fabric store and see if they can help me figure out my favorite needle thing. I'm still looking. All right, so if you haven't made a ribbon rose, take the flat of your ribbon. Let's see, I should move this out of the way so you can see maybe a little bit better. And you're going to fold it to a point like you're making a paper airplane. And you just sort of roll until you get to your fold here, and you're going to make each of those folds is going to make the point of a petal. It's much easier to do with a stiffer ribbon, but I think I'm going to like the whatever happens on this. Maybe. We'll see. Or we could do it and decide that we don't like it at all. Just do just a very little one. Not real fat. And if you don't make them, let's see what's going to happen if we don't make them precise. I think this is going to be just fine. Just fine. Every single page is a different, well, there's 3 center spreads. There's 3 full pages, 3 full things that open up, and the center spreads are all the same color. And then the other pages are different colors. So it's just kind of using up I had these lace squares is what happened. And I wanted a way to use them up. And so I came up with this book idea. Wow, I haven't done one of these in ages. Hey, Abby. How are you doing? All relocated to Montana. Did you guys find a place yet? You must be stitching away. Oh, hello, Terry. Thank you so much for the link. All right, so there's my little ribbon rose. Oh, well, Terry, don't stress your eyes here on the screen. It's fine. We'll totally survive without you. Kick back, listen if you want to, but don't feel like you have to do anything here today. Headaches stink. All right. Let's get rid of that. And I'm not going to cut the edges off yet because I really think, I might decide, yeah, no, there's no might about it. We knew what was going to happen, right? I didn't have this is like that cheap dollar store ribbon, but let's see if we can make it a little more interesting. You're renovating a 1922 cabin so you can live there until you find your forever Montana home. Nice. Wow, a 1922 cabin. That's awesome. I've loved seeing all the pictures of your new place and as you're getting to know it. Yeah, this stuff doesn't want to shred as nice, but it's okay. We'll make it work here. Hey, Drew. 2 weeks in a row. Awesome sauce. All right, let's just shred it first, and then we'll decide if we need to make it any shorter. Isn't her work gorgeous? Let's see. Well, or maybe it comes down here so it can, oh, okay. So the rose is going to come down here. Starting to get some ideas. What else do I have that's a different shade? That's from that same piece of lace. I think I've hit the end of my yellows. Yeah, I just don't have that much yellow. All right, that's okay. It's okay. We are going to make this all work together because there's still beads, but some more white would not be amiss. All right, let's just cut a piece of this. Yeah, notifications, I think, on YouTube now are just a thing of the past. I don't get them for the only time I get them. And when I announce it in the group, if you see it in the group, you can go over to YouTube and click set the reminder. And then as long as you leave YouTube open, you'll hear me when I start talking. That's what I have to do when there's a live that I want to follow. So Rebecca says she machine pieces and then hand embellishes her crazy quilts. All right, let's see. So I'm not sure yet. I don't want to lose that gold. That gold is really awesome. Oh, we could have that hanging off the top. I like that. I think I'm going to cut that. It's a little too perfect still. All right. All right, I think we need to stitch a few things together because otherwise bad things will happen. So if we're thinking about this, yeah, the seam ripper just gives you one more variance, I guess I would say, with the laces. All right, let's pile this guy up the way we want it. We want to make sure we see a little bit of everything. So what I love about these Just Because books is they don't have to have places for things to, for you to write. You just can do your own thing and have a good time with them and not feel any pressure. All right, if we put the rose in the center, I'll just make sure that when I now put the rose off center. Why would we put anything in the center, right? Don't put it in the center. All right, I think that's good, at least for the beginning. Yeah, I definitely made it harder on myself to sew these to the actual pages. And of course, you don't have to be a purist. You could absolutely take your Fabri-Tac. And sometimes I'll go in and add just like I want to put a little something on top, like on here later, I might want to put a little, I don't know, something to cover those threads. Although I can do it with the beads too, huh? I should do that right now. Put a couple beads on top. All right, I have an idea. Hey, Kat, how are you doing? Happy Wednesday to you. Already, oh no, my knot's on top. Of course, my knot's on top. All right. Don't know that I got everything, so we're just gonna. Oh, Joanne, the seam ripper is my buddy now. Not just for ripping seams. Just want to make sure, since I've got so many layers, that everything is attached. that's, oops. Well, okay, so now I'm not going to call this a mistake. I went all the way through. You probably can't see it with a yellow stitch. It's just a place, it's an opportunity to do something else. You know, we need to quit beating ourselves up. I am awesome today because it's Wednesday and I'm hanging out with all you awesome people. All right, let's see. Will I regret doing the beads this way? Maybe, maybe not. I might, huh? Let's tie this off. Okay, except I have that little stitch there, and I could put a little something yellow right on top of that. Just a little something. Data entry time. That's what I used to do when I worked in an office. A lot of data entry. Hey, Lori. Not feeling that great. Well, I'm glad you popped in to say hello. Take care of yourself and feel better soon, okay? All right, let's just do, and that's an opportunity since I do have that one needle there. Let's see. Oh yeah, one little bead right there. That's perfect. Whoops. Diane says it's Thursday there and you have the day off, so you're still in bed. Nice. Days off are great. Okay, what did I do? I just messed myself up here. Lost where I was. Here's the end. We're going to come up here. And a little bit of lace. Let's do it right. Let's do a bead on each. I think these beads are big enough to go through this needle. We will find out. Yeah, Drew's going to go to town with it, right? I love it. I love it. Everybody should post in the group things they've done with their seam ripper. Show us how you deconstructed some. No, I was wrong. It's not going to go through there. Only the big one's going to go through. That's okay. It doesn't need the extra. I am not very good at beading. And that's okay. I will tackle little beads later with a different needle. This is very different from the kind of stuff I normally do, which is a wonderful challenge. If you've been doing the same kind of creating over and over again, it's always nice to challenge yourself in a new area. Yeah, you don't have to be good at beading to get good results. You're very right. I just sort of feel like I'm dancing when I'm doing it, which I'm also not good at. Very uncoordinated. Not something I'm likely to do a lot of on camera, not the beading part. But this one just was crying out to me right here. And, you know, to me, that's the best kind of creating. If you can just follow what your mood is of the moment. Okay, and right now I'm not cutting off any threads because I don't know what's going to happen. All right, so if this guy's going to go up there, I'm liking that. All right, then we want to thread the needle again. What did I do with my, there we go, thread. It's very addicting. It absolutely is very addicting to rip things, fabric and lace. There's just something about the lace, and I just love what it does to, you know, I have a lot of the cheap acrylic lace from when I first started collecting fibers and fabric. And it just totally changes the way it feels in a good way to me. All right, so I'm thinking this guy down here needs a little, maybe, does this one go down here? Maybe? Is it too perfect? Am I going to ruin the flower if I rip it up? Maybe what I do is put something white behind it. So this is all my cream lace. I don't want the cream lace. All right. So this is some cheap acrylic lace, or polyester lace, not acrylic. I'm thinking paint. Just no more straight edges. You like the acrylic lace, curtain lace? You know, and because there's so many different materials out there, I love it much more now that I figured out a way to make it work for me. I am very much a person of texture. Texture either really makes me excited or really bothers me. It's with food as well. So it's why I was so excited to be able to do image transfers with my laser print with the Citrusol, because it kept things soft. You know, I can do them with matte medium or gesso or paint, but you have more of a plasticized feel, and that just doesn't feel as organic to me. It just doesn't feel good. Also take your seam ripper and just kind of go along the edges of things just to kind of rough them up, kind of like you've got the Tim Holtz texture tool. I think that kind of does the same sort of thing. All right, so that's fine if that one, ooh, maybe I just want that little bit of a thread. That can go over there. Yeah, this needs something different behind it. Oh, cheesecloth. I have a little bit of cheesecloth or gauze. This is really white. You guys know about this, right? I mean, it's like the hospital gauze bandages. Usually can get a really good deal on that. And it dyes great. And it's got different size holes than a lot of the cheesecloth. It's all cotton. All right, because I think the yellow flower needs the white. Don't know that I have any yellow. Oh, maybe I have this yellow. No, it's green. I have green roving. I do not have any yellow. Got some white fuzzies. Silk. Sorry, silk threads. All about the texture. In smaller pieces, it feels soft and delicious. It also depends on the, yeah, it's just a matter of personal preference, like everything else. Ooh. This was some wool yarn, which you can make into a fuzzy kind of thing. Takes a little bit of patience, but if you split your multiply yarn and then just kind of pull it apart so it doesn't look like yarn that you have uncrimped. All right, so if this is going to go together on here, that's good. All right, let's stitch this guy together. Hey, Jenny, taking a break before picking up the munchkins from school. How is your Wednesday going? You know what, let's do all of these guys first, then we can put the flower on. By the time I get to the end of this, I'll have had a process, right? And then I'll be all out of pages and I'll have to make another book. What have you been working on lately, Jenny? A long day? Oh. Some days are like that, you know? Oh, I got a lot done already before I even came on this morning. So, and I have another meeting at 4 o'clock tonight. So I'm looking forward to my day being over, grabbing burgers from takeout, sitting down, relaxing, and watching the baseball game. Go Giants. Let's see. Whoops. Always get a knot. It doesn't matter. And just get this stuff mostly attached. All right, so if this is going to go there, then this little flower is going to go. Of course, as always happens as I start to stitch stuff together, things get moved around. It's coming down awful far. It's a little too perfect anyways. All right, now we need to mess it up. You consider baseball a very American sport. Yeah, it is. But I love it. My son played for a long time. I was a scorekeeper, and now my husband is hooked on it, which is lovely. Didn't used to be. That little bit off right there. All right. So the flower goes there. Is that enough? Beads to come later. More beads to come. All right, Susan, just say it's enough and be done. Thank goodness I am not elbow deep in the turkey. Oh, Jenny's roasting a turkey. Oh, yeah. Sharon's neck of the woods is Australia. So baseball, not exactly the sport over there. Something got caught up that I might want. Let's see if I can fix this little bloop. Thought there's supposed to be more hanging. Okay, that's pretty workable. Pretty workable here. All right. I'm trying not to come up into the white since I have yellow thread in here. Turkey salad sandwiches will give you extra crafting time this week. There you go. Yeah, when you've got kids to feed, you know, it's you got to make the meals last as long as possible so you don't have to keep cooking all the time, especially if they're active. Hey, Janet. Happy Wednesday to you, and thank you. Yeah, yellow's a stretch for me. There was not a lot of yellow in the studio, but at least when I wasn't dealing with paper. Yeah, it really is nice to have that stuff cooked up ahead of time. We try to keep, you know, some stuff in the, or we were trying, I haven't done it lately, the stuff in the freezer, but my husband, he does most of the cooking. Okay, like 99% of the cooking. And he always makes enough for 2 meals, but it's just the 2 of us. Yeah, I look at so much of the nature stuff from Australia. Drew, you and I share an interest in that, and beautiful, beautiful places. Beautiful, your seed pods. I get all jealous when I see the seed pods some of the Australian artists are using. It's like, oh man. All right, I think that's attached. Or attached enough for right now. Yeah, some people really go all out for Halloween. Where we live now, we don't get any trick-or-treaters, so don't really do anything for Halloween. I mean, even pre-COVID, there were no trick-or-treaters. All right, I think that little section's ready. All right. So we've got this is going to hang off of here. This is going to hang off the top. This section over here needs something. Yep, every part of the country, every part of the world's got something amazing to offer it. I think so too. Don't underestimate knits also. A lot of times, you know, we think, oh, we don't want to knit because, you know, it's not cotton, but look at how this is stretching. This is like a piece of polyester. And then Diane says, I live on 30 acres of bushland and have the gum nuts and bottle brushes. Oh, man. Wow. Yeah, I wish Customs would let you ship them. Jenny was feeding 13 on a regular basis. Now I'm down to 5 or 6. Oh, my goodness. That is a lot of mouths to feed. So look how nicely this polyester knit shreds and does interesting things. I love this, as long as I get rid of the straight edge. Okay, so we have the ribbon rose for those of you that just came in. I'm trying to figure out here is this piece. Okay, wait a minute. Let's be smart. Let's thread a new, yeah, well, there might be enough. Freeze this winter in Texas killed my bottle brushes, said Jenny. Yeah, we have one bottle brush out front. It's not my favorite plant, but all right, this one's going to be pieced together slowly because I can't think of how to do this. Let's see, maybe we kind of gather that a little bit. I like that better than it being straight. Let's just, anything else? No. Just going to tack that a little bit. I can't even fathom that much space. We have just about a half an acre, just under half an acre. Oh, the bottle brush for beads. That's an interesting idea. I should try that with my pine needles. I need to cut some at the right time too to do some eco printing, but all right. I just want just a little bit there. All right, so that makes that better. I'm just going to keep. Okay. Sharon says, all overseas friends here. I've been watching the latest season of Heartland and want to know how many of you have ever been ice skating on a pond or lake that has naturally frozen. Well, there's lots of places where that happens. Not here in my part of California, but I'm sure there are people that can share about that. It is not just a movie thing. It's a real thing. Wisconsin, Minnesota, Idaho. You just have to be careful that the probably parts of Washington and Oregon. All right, before I go crazy here, let's think. So this we want on the very back because it's not gonna. I don't want that much of it showing. I want just a little bit of that one showing. It fascinates you. Yeah, I always find the things happening in the different cultures very fascinating. Stuff that, one culture takes for granted is just, absolute news to another. Jenny says, I've never been ice skating. I'm allergic to cold. That's why I live in Texas. Hi, Stephanie. You've been lurking. You're new and you admire my fiber art. Thank you so much. My husband grew up skating on his family's pond on their farm. Nice. Oh, Alaska too. Duh. Hi, Michelle. But my horse escaped and was found sunning himself in the middle of a nearby frozen lake. Oh. My horse never got to see frozen lake things, but he loved mud puddles. And he was a white Arab, and he would forever, if there was a mud puddle, he was like a lab. He had to get into the mud, lay down, roll around in the mud. All right, I need to figure this one out. I want this part hanging off the edge. This is too even. Lurking is fine. All right, that's starting to shape up. I have to admit, though, it still throws me to hear somebody say I have fiber skills, because I'm winging it here, folks. I am just winging it as things appeal to me. Yeah, ADD for an Arab, and he was absolutely ADD. Loved him. He was the best horse. He was so much better than my quarter horse. My quarter horse was psycho. Both of my quarter horses were psycho. My Arab was just amazing. Best horse ever. Loved him, except for the mud. Oh, odd for an Arab. Sorry, I thought you said ADD. because ADD sort of suited him. It was the only time. It was just the mud. So I don't know. I got him when he was like 7 or 8. So maybe it was something from when he was young. Stephanie says he's from Ohio. I grew up in Missouri, and we like making snow forts more than skating. Kat says that would be terrifying. My gray horse used to jump in the water trough, plus splash the water with his front legs to cool off in the summer. Drove my grandpa crazy. My Arab liked to dunk me in the water trough. I would be cleaning it, and he would come along behind me and bite me in the backside and push me until I was head in. He was quite the clown. Terrifying was the first horse I ever had who got spooked while we were out riding. And quarter horse, again, not supposed to get spooked, supposed to be so stable. The only reason my mom let me get a horse as a kid. Took off running. I got hit in the head by a branch, fell halfway off, had my foot caught in the stirrup, and got drugged for quite a ways before I finally shook myself free, and had so much dirt in my eyes I thought I had gone blind until they flushed out my eyes. That was the scariest horse ride I ever had, I think. Yeah, because that one landed me in the hospital. Used to get thrown a lot from one of my quarter horses because he was psycho. All right, I think this is going to be good there, but let's see. So if we want this guy coming off the side, this guy's at the top. I think there's too much of this. Oh, where's my gold? Okay, so now I'm changing my mind. No, I still like that. I've got to connect things. It's just like collage with paper. And of course, I'll come back in here with more stitching later. This is too long now. I think I would be afraid to drive in the snow. We would go up and visit the snow when I was a kid, but I think I'm such a nervous driver. I think I would be afraid to drive in the snow. Maybe this comes up just a little bit. Need to leave room for my binding idea. Well, that's going to need a different color thread, so close this one off and see what we need to add. Boy, I think I'm going to start having to wear my glasses in order to read the chat. I can read it, but it's definitely a struggle. Dang it, lost the end. Always when I get to, most people, you can go to a few more inches. With me, it's like 4 inches of thread left, and that's it. I'm done. Kat says, I was in the 6th grade. My barrel horse clothes lined me up running about 30 miles an hour. Clothesline broke. After 2 full rotations, my neck probably would have been scared. Oh, my goodness. That is scary. Oh, but barrel racing, so much fun. barrel horse, my barrel horse clotheslined me. Got it. I got it now. That is scary. There is nothing like barrel racing. I was never, like competitive or anything at it, but we would do it for fun. That was so much fun. Good horse memories. All right, so this guy's going to go here. If this guy's going to go here. Whoops, I got it backwards. And then we'll have a space up here that we can do something. There's actually room for a little bit more yellow behind there. Jenny says, my husband wants to move to Colorado. And I'm like, nope, there's not enough firewood in this state. Wood fire is lovely, except for if you're in California. It just terrifies me. Kat says I was way more worried about my horse than myself. Yeah. So my first quarter horse, I had him when I was, 12, 13. Boy, this doesn't want to tear. I'll get some neat strips. We used to, where I boarded him, we didn't have a property that we could keep him on property. Where I boarded him, we could walk the horses down to the local 7-Eleven and go get a Slurpee in the summertime. So I was doing that with friends, and there was like this one section of town. Drew, we were in Concord, and it was this unincorporated section. So for about 6 blocks, there was no sidewalk. It was just a dirt road with a barbed wire fence. And this gal was coming down the road, and she was just shocked, I guess, to see people on horses going down the road. And she freaked out, and she swerved, and she hit us. And my horse went over, and he was huge. He was half quarter horse, half Clydesdale. We used to call him Baby Clyde. He went over and rolled into the barbed wire fence, and the barbed wire was embedded into him. 237 stitches in that poor guy. And my mom, she was a single parent. We couldn't afford to keep a horse that I couldn't ride. So we found a place up in Davis that was a horse camp. And we donated him up there. They were willing to do all the rehabilitation needed. And so he went up there to live, and he became like one of he was awesome. I mean, he was just like a great personality. He was a babysitter. You could put a baby underneath his legs, and he would just kind of stay there until this thing happened. Anyways, he became their favorite vaulting horse. He was just because he was so big, so he was half Clydesdale. And he was up there for many, many years, making kids happy at summer camp. So it had a happy ending, but it was so scary when it happened. Yes, very lucky to survive. And it turned out that the girl had just gotten her driver's license, and she was just terrified of seeing horses on the street. We were just walking. We weren't doing anything fancy. We were just walking down the road. It was many, many years before I got another horse. 20 years. I'm just trying to pick out some of the dark bits. I don't mind some of the color mixing, but I just want to pile a little bit of something else in here. Just want to do another little, and I could have a bead in the center. Wow, I'd forgotten all about some of that stuff. Okay, that dark's not going to work there. Let's see. Is that the bead I want, or do I want something? I want something shiny. Yeah, very happy ending, and I was very fortunate. Let's see. Do I have a needle that'll be? I don't think that one's going to go through there. Had a pet wombat when you were growing up? Oh, raised him after his mom was killed on the road. I don't think I have any. I don't have any needles thin enough for these beads. Okay, those will just have to stay for later. More yellow thread. Then the next quarter horse, I didn't get him till I was like in my 30s. He was fine, except for when we would go by this one patch of bamboo, and it was just like somebody shot off a gun next to him. So you always had to be ready for him to just take off running. And he's the reason I have a bum shoulder. I was tossed from him so many times. Okay, Jenny, have a great evening. Ooh, Colorado Blue Skies Boutique. Found a needle I might like, a number 22 Chanel needle by Bohin. Large eye, thick. See, I don't want it thick, though. I need a thin one at the bottom because I have a lot of really thick ones. Let's see if I can do this. So I have a lot of needles that are thick. I want one like on the left that's, or on the top, I should say. But I will look at the number 22 chenille needles because you never know. Thank you, Kat. Yeah, I'm liking the yellow the more and more I do on it. So that's maybe something that we need to do is just kind of push ourselves into different color families. Oh, maybe I can put a little bit of this netting with that one too. Just like piling all these different things up. All right, do we have any more yellow bits that need a home? We do. Look at this. Almost thought I lost my seam ripper. Yeah, I definitely am going to buy a few more of those. A thin needle with a large. Yeah, I'm going to have to go down to the quilting store and see if maybe they have any suggestions. I just don't want them to say, oh, yeah, that was an old needle. My grandmother used to have things like that. They don't make them anymore. I know it's out there. I don't know anything about this kind of stuff. Yeah, I've got some split eye needles, and I think I need to try some that are not so long. The ones I have for beading are like 4 inches long, and they're kind of awkward. So I think that might be a good one to check out, is a split eye that's not that long. Because I know I've seen them shorter. I went looking specifically. Do I want that there, or do I want a little bit of white? Yeah, the yellow is making me really happy today. Glad it's speaking to you too. Oh yeah, that little pop of white. Okay. Use a 2-inch split beading needle all the time? Okay. Well, when I order my seam rippers, I'm going to order a couple more of those. I will order a shorter split eye because they sure are easier to thread, that's for sure. Let's see, somewhere over there, there's a hole. I can put it down. And now that I've got a mix of a couple of yellows here, I think I can, yeah, I can add my banana yarn. I just love their banana fiber, whatever you want to call it. I love it. It feels so yummy. Currently, you have a 2,400-pound pet steer that thinks he's a lapdog. That's awesome. At the ranch where I boarded my horses, we had a variety of animals, and we had Arnold the pig. I don't remember what he weighed, but he was humongous, and he used to think he was a lapdog too. All right, let's see, get this through the hole one more time. Sue Spargo's needles. Oh, I don't know that one. That's very sweet of you. Use them to anchor roving and other, yeah, that is a great idea when you're weaving. Oh, Diane, you just got me thinking all sorts of other things. Whoops. Oh, Susan, what did you do? I'm gonna have to thread that one again. I wasn't paying attention. Little man, he's the sweetest. So you raised him, I'm assuming, from birth. Well, you just, you know, I have no training with the fiber stuff, so I always appreciate it when you guys share things, and I had not thought that at all about the roving, but that makes such perfect sense. All right, I just really wanted to get that down one more time. Bottle baby. Those are the best kinds of pets, aren't they? You just develop such a closeness with them. Okay, now let's think about where this guy's going to go. I think it needs to kind of hang down like this. Ooh, except then it's going to get in the way of. Okay, now we need to think. Or if it goes up. Oh, I guess it could go down like that. He's 12 now. Oh, sweetheart. What a sweetie, I bet. All right, maybe we flip the rows. Maybe this becomes the one that goes up off the top. That would work. Looks like I forgot to attach part of it. All right. Let's. So I get that little bit of silk in there. Just last little bit if I can get to this. Oh, sorry, I forget you guys are here sometimes when I'm concentrating. It's like, oh, I'm hanging out with friends. I'm not just here working by myself. Let's see. I feel like this page is just really kind of coming together on its own. I'm very happy. When you don't start with a plan, sometimes you just don't know if it's going to all come together. All right, so this guy's going to go, I want the yellow coming off the edge. So let's see if we can get this sewn in at least a little bit, just tacked in at least. I'll have to come back and add some more, but yeah, it would have been much easier if I hadn't sewn the pages together yet. Oh well, who needs easy, right? Easy's for sissies. Mesmerizing. Well, that's one word for it, I guess. Oh, thank you guys. You're awesome. I look forward to my Wednesdays with you, even if I'm not sure what I'm going to do. It seems like it all comes out. So next week, maybe I'll be ready to do some jelly plating. Jelly printing, not jelly printing on the jelly plate. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Too far on that. So let's get back up in here. Maybe really tired. Yeah, well, you get up so early. That'll do it. Getting up early does me in. It's a 3-day weekend, so I got up with the dog those 3 days, and it was just that one extra day. Normally I get up on the weekends, and my husband gets up on the weekdays with her since he's got to go to work. And the dog's been getting up at like 6 in the morning. Just too early. Okay, one part. So, attracting all my little silky pieces. Let's see. All right, so that one's going off the edge nice. Up there. All right, I like that. I think that's going to go off the edge there. So maybe the reason I did this is so that this could go on there. So I'm going to need to get different thread. I think that's going to do this one. Something like that is what I'm thinking. I'm going to have to end this. I gotta find some gold thread and get ready for my other meeting. You don't know if you have the patience for hand stitching a book a lot? Well, for me, the hand stitching is my calm time. I'm a little frustrated lately because I don't have a big piece to be stitching on. So I need to get a big piece of cloth and just start some running stitches or something with it, because that's my calm down time. Sure, everybody's got crafty things where they find it difficult to focus. That's just the nature of the beast. Thank you, Joanne. So I think that's going to be it for today. I'm going to find some gold thread and sew this down. I wanted stuff hanging off the edges, and then I've got a lot of really pretty yellow beads that I can come in and do things with. And then I'm going to get my other little needles so I can do some of the small white ones. So I'll be dressing it up and figuring out something I can do with the banana fiber. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you taking some time out to spend with me. If you're not already in the Facebook group, I hope you will come join us over there, and I will see you all next week. Okay? Go out and make some amazing art, because I know you are all super creative. Bye-bye for now.